Hello, my name is Faris. Today I'm gonna talk about this book, The People Speak by Howard Zinn, a great historian. And I'll pick a speech from this book. Chapter 21 is a speech from Malcolm X. But before I rehearse my speech, rehearse a speech from Malcolm X, I'm gonna read about Malcolm X's biography. Malcolm X was born on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. He was born as Malcolm Little. His mother, Louise Norton Little, was a homemaker and have 8 children with Earl Little. Earl Little was an outspoken Baptist minister and supporter of Marcus Garvey, a leader of black nationalists. Earl's right activism caused death threats to 2 members of Black Legion, a white supremacist. Little's family forced to move 2 times before Malcolm's 4th birthday. In 1929, their home at Lansing, Michigan was burned to the ground. 2 years later, Malcolm's father was found dead at town's trolley track. After the death of her husband, Louise was suffered mental breakdown and committed to mental institution, and her children were separated to different foster family. Eventually, years later, Malcolm X and his long-lived friend, Shorty Jarvis, moved back to Boston in 1946. They were arrested for armed robbery. Malcolm was sentenced 8 to 10 years in prison, and he served 6 years in Charlestown, Massachusetts State Prison. In 1948 to 1949, he converted to Muslim and joined Islamic organization, National of Islam, NOI, while in prison. In 1953, he changed his name to from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X, and became Assistant of Minister of National of Islam District Temple. A year later, 1954, he was promoted to be Minister of National of Islam's New York Temple. In 1957, Malcolm created or founded a newspaper named Muhammad Speaks as an official paper for National of Islam. He was married to Betty Shabazz in Lansing, Michigan in 1958. Later that year, he started his journey and traveled to Middle East and Africa. Beginning in 1960s, Malcolm was invited to participate in many debates, radio program, television program, and sometimes invited by universities to give speech. In 1963, Malcolm was suspected to John F. Kennedy assassination. National of Islam ordered Malcolm to be silent, allegedly because of remarks concerning John F. Kennedy assassination. In the same year, Malcolm also led Rally Harlem, the biggest civil rights event in March 1964. Malcolm officially left National of Islam, and he founded a new Islamic organization, Muslim Monks. Then, a month later, in April 1964, he traveled again to Middle East and Africa. May 1964, he founded a new organization named the organization the Organization of Afro-American Unity, or AAU, a secular political group. In the same year, he brought a famous boxer, Clay, to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. In February 14, 1964, his home was firebombed, and his family luckily escaped from physical injury. 7 days later, February 21st, 1965, Malcolm is assassinated on stage by 3 gunmen. He got 15 shots in a close range as he began speaking at Audubon Ballroom, New York. Malcolm is buried at the Ferncliff Cemetery in Hartsdale, New York. And that's all about his biography, a little about Malcolm X. And about the speech, I just speak from chapter 21 from the book The People Speak by Howard Zinn. This public speech was delivered by Malcolm X on Northern Negro Congress Grassroots Leadership Conference on November 10th, 1963 at King Solomon Baptist Church in Detroit, Michigan. The speech, known as Message to Grassroots, and ranked 91st out of 100 American speeches of 20th century. This speech was delivered to uphold the rights of black people. I will begin to read a message of grassroots from chapter 21, The People Speak by Howard Zinn. Maybe it's a bit of speech message of grassroots. As long as the white man sent you to Korea, you bled. He sent you to Germany, you bled. He sent you to the South Pacific to fight the Japanese, you bled. You bleed for white people, but when it comes to seeing your own churches being bombed and little black girls murdered, you haven't got any blood. You bleed when the white man says bleed. You bite when the white man says bite. And you bark when the white man says bark. I hate to say this about us, but it's true. How are you going to be non-violent in Mississippi? As violent as you were in Korea? How can you justify being non-violent in Mississippi and Alabama? When your churches are being bombed and your little girls are being murdered? Violence is wrong in America. Violence is wrong abroad. If it is wrong to be violent defending black women, black children, and black babies and black men, then it is wrong for America to draft us and make us violent abroad in defense of her. And if it's right for America to draft us and teach us how to be violent in defense of her, then it is right for you and me to do whatever is necessary to defend our own people right here in this country. Right at the time, Birmingham had exploded. That's when Kennedy sent in the troops down in Birmingham. After that, Kennedy got on television and said, "This is a moral issue." That's when he said he was going to put out the civil rights bills. And when he mentioned civil rights bills, and the Southern caucus started talking about how they were going to boycott or filibuster it. Then the Negroes started talking about what? That they were going to march on Washington, march on Senate, march on the White House, march on the Congress, and tie it up. Bring it to halt, not let the government proceed. They even said that they were going out to the airport and lay down on the runway and not let any airplanes land. I'm telling you what they said. That was a revolution. That was revolution. There was a black revolution. It was the grassroots out there in the street. It scared the white man to death. It scared the power structure in Washington, D.C. to death. I was there when they found out that this black steamroller was going to come down on the Capitol. They called in Wilkins. They called in Randolph. They called in these national Negro leaders that you respect and told them, call it off. Kennedy said, look, you are letting these things go too far. And that Alton said, boss, I can't stop it because I didn't start it. I'm telling you what they said. They said, I'm not even in it, much less at the head of it. They said, these Negroes are doing things on their own. It's a part of speech from the message of grassroots. The speech is too long, there's a bit of it. I read a bit of it. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.